10 most haunted places in Japan, terrifying horror stories and dark legends. Yeah, Japan's got some pretty spooky legends and like some pretty terrifying like yokai, like their little monsters. I want to get that. I want to get that coffee book. It's like the Book of Yokai or something. It's cool. I like all those legends. They're really, really fun. I need to get this type of production value, guys. I need this type of production value in my life. Subscribe.
Welcome to a chilling journey through Japan's darkest corners. In this video, we'll explore the 10 most haunted places in Japan.
Okay.
Where ghostly whispers echo
and that's
terrifying
Fuji.
Legends come to life. From eerie tunnels to cursed forests, each location holds a tale of mystery and horror. Are you brave enough to uncover the spirits that still linger in these haunted places?
Sure, why not? Sure, why not?
1. Aokigahara Forest, Yamanashi.
Oh, this is a suicide forest. I mean, this isn't particularly like scary. I just think it's really sad. I just think it's really sad that like they live in such a high pressure society. And because of like sort of the remnants of like Bushido culture and like, you know, bringing shame to their family or, you know, feeling like the only way out is death. And this just became a popular spot for people to go and neck themselves. It's like, that's incredibly sad to me. I don't think it's scary. I think it's just incredibly sad. And don't even get me started on Logan Paul. Was it Logan Paul or the other one? I can't tell them apart, honestly. They both just look like gross, creepy people to me. So unsavory. Whichever Paul brother it was, what's the other one's name? Oh, I don't know. There's two of them, right? There is two of them. I don't know. Both unsavory characters. Like imagine seeing a dead body and like Jake Paul. Oh, Jake Paul. Which one's the boxer? Which one boxer? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're both awful people. But like, what type of sociopath do you have to be to like film a dead body and turn it into content? Like, I know some people have a stress response of laughter. Like, I know some people. Logan was the forest. Okay, cool. I thought that was his name, but I'm not entirely sure. Do they kind of look the same? They kind of do, right? Logan is both, you think? Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, I know some people's stress response is like to laugh when they feel uncomfortable or like to laugh when you know something serious is happening. But I mean, it's not like he just saw the dead body and was like, oh God, like, what do I do? And just had some nervous laughter. Like, he went on to like fully disrespect like the person that had taken their lives. And he was just, I don't know. It was just so gross. It was just like such an indictment of his character. It was like sociopathic, like just lack of empathy. Like, that's a human being. I just, you know, even ancient prehistoric humans used to have like burial rites, right? This is something that we've understood as humans even before, you know, we had agrarian culture and we had, you know, what we call human civilization. We always had death rites and burial rites and like that kind of ritualistic, you know, respect for the dead. And it's so inherent in our DNA. It's like, you know, almost like intrinsic behavior. But even that psychopath doesn't have it. It just doesn't exist for him. What an absolute poo-poo platter. What an absolute dickhead.
This is one of the most unsettling places in the world, located at the base of Mount Fuji, a destination not for the faint of heart. The Japanese government has even placed a sign outside the forest, urging visitors. Think of your children, your family. Your life is the most precious gift to your parents. For decades, Aokigahara Forest has been known as the suicide forest, due to the disturbingly high number of confirmed suicides within its depths. Those who enter the forest with dark intentions often cite reasons like heartbreak, depression, or financial ruin. The forest is a dense maze of towering trees with thick canopies that block sunlight, casting the ground below in eternal twilight.
I do wonder what kind of culture Japan has around mental health, right? Because obviously in the West, like going to get counseling and going to see a therapist and stuff is like very utilized. I think amongst like Generation Z, I would say it's even probably overutilized. I think there are a lot of people in counseling that don't need to be in counseling, honestly, and they're just overanalyzing things and creating problems that don't exist. But I do wonder if there is like that stigma about mental health. And I'm just asking hypotheticals because I don't actually know. But yeah, it's just incredibly sad. Like when you're in that much pain that you consider, you know, taking your life or take steps towards ending your life, like that's, if you've ever been there, like personally, it is yeah, it's pretty dark.
To enter, even seasoned search teams often lose their way in the labyrinth of winding paths and ghostly silence. It's said that those who venture into Aokigahara never find their way out. The lore takes a darker turn when survivors who reconsidered their decision to end their lives describe feeling an invisible force pulling them deeper into the forest's shadows. This eerie presence is believed to be the spirits of those abandoned here during desperate times in Japan's past, a practice known as ubasute, where the elderly were left to die.
Oh, charming.
Burden on struggling families. Aokigahara remains a haunted place, not just by the tragic history it holds, but by the whispers of restless spirits that still linger among its trees. 2. Okiku's Well, Himeji Castle.
Oh, that's a famous castle.
Nestled within the grand and serene grounds of Himeji Castle lies a chilling legend that haunts visitors to this day. Okiku's Well, unassuming at first glance, holds the tragic tale of betrayal, despair, and ghostly revenge. Okiku was a loyal servant at the castle, falsely accused of breaking a precious set of 10 plates by a vengeful samurai.
Oh, I think I've heard this
Despite
legend.
her innocence, she was tortured and thrown into the well to meet a watery death. But her spirit did not rest. Visitors to the castle claim...
Well, yeah, I would be a vengeful spirit too if I was tortured and thrown in a well over some broken crockery. Jesus Christ, like that's a bit of an overreaction, mate. Freaking dock her pay for the broken plates. Like it's not that deep.
...to hear strange noises near the well after sunset. A soft, mournful voice counting plates, stopping abruptly at 9, followed by a blood-curdling scream. Some have even reported seeing a translucent figure, believed to be Okiku, emerging from the depths of the well. Her long, dark hair drips with water as she wanders the ground.
Is that where the ring? Is that where the is this like where the imagery for Sadako from the ring comes from? You know, the long stringy hair and like the white sort of tunic and the like. I have this thing that I want to do, right? Because I have really long hair, like hair down to my bum, and it's not jet black, but it's very dark brown. And there's a lot of people around my neighborhood that have like security cameras. So what I want to do is like put on a bunch of like black eyeliner around my eyes, and I want to like put my hair over my face, wear a black nightie, and just like stand in front of people's ring cameras, like kind of this sort of style. I don't know, I just want to do it. Because imagine going through your ring footage and just seeing that. It would be terrifying. It would be terrifying. And I don't know, I just want to do it. It seems like a good time. But it also seems like a lot of effort, and I'm incredibly lazy. So I don't know, we'll see. But it's just something that I've wanted to do. Because it's like, what are you doing?
Searching for justice, she was denied in life.
Wow.
Centuries later, the legend of Okiku's Well chills the hearts of those who dare to approach it. Locals warn against lingering too long.
Yeah, don't...
For her
you know what I would be doing? Staying the fuck away from this. Why do people have this morbid curiosity? Stop it. Like, my friends wanted me to go... This is when I lived in Sydney. There's like a quarantine station on the north head of Sydney Harbour. It's technically in Manly, I believe. And, you know, you had to stay in quarantine back in the day before you came into Australia. And this is like a really, really old quarantine center where like a lot of people died of like, you know, tuberculosis and other like communicable diseases. And it's supposed to be incredibly haunted. So my friend calls me and she's like, we're going to a ghost tour to the quarantine center tonight. And I'm like, okay, like I suggest you don't do that. I suggest you don't do that. And she's like, yeah, do you want to come? And like, you know, she's telling me how much it is, and they're like gonna get the bus from here and they're gonna do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming. And at this point in time, I lived in an inner city suburb of Sydney. So, you know, I was just on the other side of the Harbour Bridge for reference. And I get like, so I don't know, the tour got back into like, you know, the correct side of the Harbour Bridge at whatever time it got back. And I'm getting all these texts from like these scared girls. They had to come and sleep at my house and they were like, blah, 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 blah. Something followed us, yada, yada, yada. And I come from like a very like superstitious Slavic family. And like, I very much like practice all of like the old superstitious, you know, things. And everybody knows this about me, right? Like most of my friends think that I'm like some type of witch or, you know, something. So like, you know, whenever there's anything, you know, I'm the spooky goth girl that everyone goes to for like spiritual advice. And I was just like having to console these stupid girls. And I'm like, I told you not to go. Why did you go? I just don't get those people that don't have any childhood trauma, because I have adrenaline pumping through my body all the time. Like I don't need to go on a roller coaster. I don't need to like seek out like, being scared, watching horror movies, things like that, because I feel like I'm gonna jump out of my skin anytime. Like my housemate has to walk around whistling, because and even then I'll still jump out of my skin, because if they just walk into a room, I will jump out of my skin. I will scream. Like that's how like hyper vigilant I am. I'm always on edge. So I really don't relate to people that like seek out like these high adrenaline like things, like, you know, like roller coasters and bungee jumping and stuff. I'm like, no, me and my childhood trauma, you know, we're good. We don't need that. We have that feeling all the time. I wish it would go away, quite frankly.
Spirit might reach out, dragging you into her eternal.
Don't show it. I'm scared. Okay, sorry. I'm expecting a jump scare and I don't want it. Leave me alone. Ooh.
Oiranbuchi Bridge,
Fibonacci.
High above a steep gorge in Yamanashi stands the Oiranbuchi Bridge.
Okay.
A picturesque location with a horrifying past. The women were led to the bridge under the guise of a celebration, adorned in their finest garments. But as they admired the breathtaking view, the warlord's men cut the ropes of the bridge, sending the Oiran plummeting to their deaths.
That is messed up.
Waters below. Their cries echoed through the gorge.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some vengeful spirits. And there's definitely, you know, whenever you have these legends or yada yada yada, you're always gonna have a bunch of teenagers driving there in the middle of the night and daring each other to like go there. In the Blue Mountains in Wentworth Falls, there's I think it's the Queen Victoria Psychiatric Hospital. It's been abandoned for like 50, 60 years, but it's a really, really old building by Australian standards. I think it was built in like the early part of like the 19th century, which probably doesn't sound old if you're not from Australia, but you know, European history in Australia started in like 1788. So, you know, for us, it's old, okay? It's old. And yeah, like kids would always like drink outside it. And obviously, like, you know, it's all locked up. You're not allowed to trespass in there. But yeah, people would like get drunk and like dare each other to do that too. And I would always be the person going, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you think I'm a wimp? Okay, cool. I'm not messing with that juju. Like, I am very, very respectful of the dead. Honestly, I don't mess with that. I don't mess with that type of stuff. I'm very respectful of everybody's religious practices. I'm like, your relationship with God is, you know, whatever, you know. yeah, there's just certain things that I think are sacred, and I just don't think that, because it's almost like you're mocking. It's almost like you're mocking the dead in that way. Like they're there for your entertainment, for you to get an adrenaline rush. Like it just all seems like pretty unsavory to me.
And the area has been haunted ever since.
Yeah, no shit.
The bridge today report chilling sensations, a sudden drop in temperature, or the sound of distant wailing. Some have seen spectral figures in traditional kimono wandering the bridge.
Beautiful.
Their faces filled with sorrow and anger. Locals warn travelers not to cross the bridge at night, for it is said the vengeful spirits of the Oiran.
How come she has blonde hair in ancient Japan? Where did she get that bleach from? I think these might be doctored photos.
May mistake you for one of their betrayers and drag you into the...
Oh yeah, this would definitely be a case of if you're a man, don't go anywhere near that bridge.
abyss. 4. Old Chusetsu Tunnel, Fukuoka. The old Chusetsu Tunnel in Fukuoka is not just a crumbling relic of the past. It is a place steeped in fear and mystery. Abandoned decades ago, this dark and narrow tunnel has become infamous for the eerie encounters reported by those who dare to venture near. Legends tell of tragic deaths that occurred during its construction, workers crushed by falling rocks, accidents in the pitch-black darkness, and even whispers of sinister rituals.
You think this was in Ghost Stories, like the anime, where the voice actors just ad-lib the whole thing? That's so funny. That's some of the funniest stuff I've seen in my life. That was really, really well done.
Conducted within its depths. These tragic events are said to have left behind a powerful aura of sorrow and anger.
Well, then leave it alone.
Report hearing faint footsteps
No.
even when no one else is present. Some claim to see ghostly figures lurking in the shadows, apparitions of workers with hollow eyes, staring silently at passers-by. The air inside is said to grow.
I would just leave some flowers there, or whatever, like a bowl of rice. I think probably in Japan, like an offering to the spirits, and give a little respectful bow and walk away. I would not be. Don't mock the dead. Like, just don't. Please heed my warning, guys. It's it's terrifying. I had some terrifying spooky experiences this year, but I think they were caused by a supplement I was taking, which hopefully. There's surprisingly a lot of Japanese folklore to do with tunnels. Yeah. Well, it is like a liminal, like a transitory sort of place. That's where like bodies of water and tunnels and things like that are usually seen as like portals or like entrances to like other worlds. I know in like Spirited Away, they go through the tunnel, right? They go through the tunnel before they get to like what appears to be an abandoned theme park in our worlds, and like the spirit realm bathhouse in the other world. But yeah, that is an interesting observation that a lot of them involve tunnels. You go the long way to avoid train station underpasses. Yeah, they are always really creepy. And like the people always feel compelled to like deface them as well. Have you noticed? Like it doesn't matter like if you're in an incredibly rich area, station underpasses are always covered with graffiti. Always. It's like people just feel compelled to like, to tag them. Well, that looks like a face just over here.
Unnaturally cold, and cars often stall inexplicably near the entrance. One particularly chilling tale speaks of a lone motorcyclist who drove through the tunnel late at night. Emerging on the other side, he glanced in his rearview mirror and saw a pale woman in white.
Nope. No. Nope. I don't like it.
Sitting on the back of his bike.
Oh, Jesus.
Before he could react, she vanished into thin air. The old Chusetsu Tunnel remains a place of intrigue and terror, where the past refuses to stay buried, and the spirits of the restless make their presence known. 5.
I have told these stories before on stream, but I'm just gonna tell like the most terrifying experience that I've ever had in my life happened this year. I think it was in April or March of this year. Anyway, so we've established that I've got like anxiety, that I'm a bit jumpy. Anyway, everybody's been raving about this like herb, ashwagandha, that's what it's called, ashwagandha. So I bought some and I found that it really brought down my anxiety. It made me feel really calm. And, you know, I was taking it every day. Anyway, I go to sleep. One night, I wake up. There's an old man with long white hair wearing like what I can only sort of describe as like a loincloth type thing. He's got long, straggly hair. He kind of looks like, if you know the De Goya painting, the De Goya's dark paintings. I think it's Saturn Devours His Son. It kind of like was very reminiscent of that. And I just scream. I scream so loudly. I have my eyes closed, and I know that I screamed out loud because my housemate heard me. And I have my eyes closed as tightly as I can. Anyway, I finally open my eyes back up, and there's this face. His face is about 3 centimeters away from my face. Like, his face is right up close in my face. Blood curdling scream again. You know, my housemate just hears me screaming, so they run in. And I'm just apologizing profusely, 100% convinced that I've seen a ghost. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I screamed, but there was a ghost, I was so scared, I'm so sorry for screaming. Yeah, so I was 100% convinced that I had seen a ghost. I couldn't get back to sleep the rest of that night. And so I'm somebody that really wants to rationalize everything. Hello. That wants to rationalize everything. And, you know, I want there to be a scientific explanation for me seeing a ghost, because obviously I don't want my house to be haunted, not in this rental market. If you have a roof over your head in Australia right now and you're not a homeowner, you are incredibly fortunate. Getting a place to rent is incredibly hard. So I'm like, this place cannot be haunted, right? This place cannot be haunted because I cannot move. I'm not going to be able to find somewhere in this area that I can afford to rent. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. Anyway, so I'm racking my brain. I'm like, okay, what have I been doing differently? Have I ingested anything? Have I been anywhere strange? Could I have touched something and like transdermally, like, you know, got some type of hallucinogen in like my bloodstream? I'm racking my brain and I'm thinking, okay, what, like, has my rheumatologist put me on any new medications? No. And I'm thinking. And the only thing different that I've done, you know, in the last few months is I started taking ashwagandha. So I started Googling, can ashwagandha cause hallucinations? Yes, it can cause vivid nightmares and like waking nightmares. So it kind of interrupts the way that you transition from your different stages of sleep. So essentially, instead of transitioning slowly out of like the different stages of sleep, before I woke up, I was waking up while I was dreaming. So I was seeing solid 3D things that I was perceiving with my 5 senses, but I was essentially dreaming with my eyes open. So it wasn't sleep paralysis because I could scream and I could move, although I was sort of frozen by fear, to be honest. And so I woke up during a nightmare, but you know, my brain was essentially projecting the nightmare into like my 3D space, like my bedroom, right? And interestingly enough, like, my light was off, but during the hallucination, my bedroom was bright and I had like these weird cracks of light, like almost like lightning, like electricity cracks. It was absolutely insane. And then as the ashwagandha, because it kind of accumulates in your body and like you have it in your fat, like in your fat stores. So I did lose weight I was already very skinny, but I'm like, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to metabolize all of this ashwagandha because I'm not dealing with that. So I was already on pretty low calories because I like to count my calories because I'm a girl, I like to look good. So I brought my calories down from like 1,400 calories a day to like 1,000 calories a day. It stopped stuffies. It stopped once I stopped taking the ashwagandha. But for like the next the next like 6 weeks after that, I had lesser and like I had 3 more episodes of this happening, but the experiences were less vivid with the successive experiences, if that makes sense. And then it's just stopped, and it hasn't happened for, it hasn't happened for a good like 6 weeks or so. So I think it stopped, and I mean, yeah, I'm never gonna take ashwagandha ever again. But yeah, it's so terrifying that like there's no warnings on that, and like I have so much empathy now for people that have schizophrenia, because when you're perceiving something like that with your 5 senses, no wonder they think all their delusions are real. It's so terrifying. It felt so real, and yeah, I'm just glad that I worked out why it was happening, because I've never experienced like that. And now I'm wondering if like the supernatural experiences that I thought that I had when I was a kid, if they were just some type of hallucination. But yeah, freaking terrifying stuff, guys. It was yeah, it was horrific. But yeah, don't take ashwagandha, I guess is my I was actually reading that it's been banned in like some EU countries, so oh, yeah, it was so scary. It was so scary.
Camp Hansen Hint. 3. Okinawa.
Oh, this must be an American base in Okinawa. Okay. You used to be a low-calorie obsessed person too, but you don't know if you were down to 1K ever. Oh, well, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which messes up my metabolic rate. So I only ate like 1,000 calories. So if I eat more than 1,400 calories a day, I will start to put on weight very, very rapidly. I'm a very small person. So sort of 50 kilos. If I weigh 50 kilos, I look chunky. And I've discussed this with like endocrinologists. I've discussed this with a lot of specialists. Yeah, at the moment, I'm eating like 1,400 calories, which is to maintain, for a normal person, would maintain them at 50 kilos. For somebody who's 5'4" and my age, 1,400 calories would be like maintenance calories for that person. So I usually eat, around, because I do work out, like I do have a high protein diet, I do lift. And I'm at the moment around 49 kilos, which is a healthy BMI for someone my size. But yeah, polycystic ovarian syndrome really messes. If you eat a normal amount of calories, you're going to get fat very quickly. So you do kind of have to watch it. But at the moment, because I'm lifting pretty heavily, I can eat maintenance calories for a normal person, because yeah, like lifting heavy, obviously to recover from that, you need a lot of protein, and you do burn, on the days after you work out. So yeah, so I am eating at the moment the maintenance calories for somebody my size to maintain at a healthy BMI. So don't worry, stuffies. I was just trying to get the ashwagandha out of my system, because apparently it stores in your fat. And I'm not like, I don't have an eating disorder. We're all good. I look very healthy for somebody that has lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. That's something I get a lot from people going, oh, you don't look sick. You look quite healthy. You do carnivore? Ooh, I tried carnivore for a day. I bought tallow, I bought some steaks, and I was vomiting violently by the end of the day. I don't know what I did, but I think I'm gonna have to ease myself into it. Because yeah, it did not agree with my body. But I have heard that a lot of people have put their autoimmune issues into remission, which is why I wanted to try it, because I'm always in pain with my rheumatoid arthritis and my lupus. But yeah, look, I'm happy with my weight, and I'm not, yeah, I just keep a rough idea of my macros, because I do need to have like a lot of protein. So I keep like rough track of, I'm not like, somebody that's weighing my food and counting my calories like a psycho person, but I do like to keep like a rough. Also with rheumatoid arthritis, the skinnier you are, obviously with still keeping a healthy BMI, the skinnier you are, if you're more on the thin side, you have less inflammation. Like, being overweight does cause inflammation. So if you already have heaps of inflammation, you kind of don't want to be carrying any extra kilos, But anyway, let's go back to Camp Hansen in Okinawa.
Located on the outskirts of Camp Hansen, Gate 3 is infamous among soldiers and locals for its terrifying paranormal encounters. Under the cover of night, this unassuming gate transforms into the site of spine-chilling stories that have persisted for decades. The most well-known tale is of the Marine Ghost. Dressed in a bloodied World War II uniform, this ghostly figure is said to appear late at night, flagging down passing vehicles. Witnesses recount stopping for what they thought was a law.
I don't know why, but like, military ghosts are particularly scary to me. There's this place on the outskirts of Melbourne called Diggers Rest, and a digger, for people that don't know, is like an Australian like World War I soldier. They call them diggers. And I don't know if that's like a place where a lot of soldiers are buried, but whenever I'm driving through there at night, I'm like, oh, Diggers Rest. I'm just expecting to see like, you know, a soldier in like a slouch hat with like, you know, his old school rifle with his bayonet walking across the highway. And it freaks me the flip out. Carrying kilos sounds worse than carrying pounds. Well, a kilo is like, I think two times roughly a pound, like 2 times as much as a pound, I believe. Not exactly, but kind of like how roughly like 2 centimeters is an inch kind of thing. I think it's kind of like that. You know, it's not exact, but for someone like me who didn't grow up with the imperial measurement system, it's kind of like how I work out in my head. I roughly say like, oh, pounds are double. If it's in kilos, sort of double it to get pounds. That's sort of roughly how I do it. But yeah, I don't know. I should work out why Diggers Rest is called Diggers Rest, actually. But I'm always scared that I'm going to see like a World War soldier walking across the road and it's always foggy there at night as well. Like there's always like a fog and it scares me. Diggers Rest is derived from its history as a stopping point for gold miners. Oh, it's got nothing to do with soldiers. It's to do with the gold rush. Okay, that's all right. And now I don't have to freak out about it anymore. It's a place where they used to stop on their way to the gold fields. Oh, thank God. Now I don't have to be scared about like the ghosts of soldiers rocking up on the highway when I'm driving through there. I definitely have an overactive imagination, I would say. I think a lot of the time we just scare ourselves. 2.54 centimeters to inches, 2.2 kilometers per pound. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I'll forget that though. I will forget that.
Lost soldier, only for him to vanish into thin air as they approached. Some say he looks into the car windows.
No!
His hollow eyes staring as if
Why?
for help. Guards stationed at Gate 3 have reported hearing heavy footsteps, seeing shadowy figures darting through the darkness, and feeling an eerie presence.
People still do find gold out there, cold cheese. I saw a guy, probably last year, who found a $600,000 gold nugget out in the bush near Ballarat, which is like one of the main like places back in like the 1800s where the gold rush was on, it's like there's a place in Victoria called the Golden Triangle, and I think it's like Ballarat, Bendigo, and Hyperbovie. And you're from Victoria. Can you help me out? I'm not from Victoria. I just live here now. But anyway, it's called the Golden Triangle, and you can still find gold out there. Like this guy was out like in the bush with his metal detector, and it went off, so he dug and he found like this big piece of quartz, and he could see some gold. Well, what is the Golden Triangle in Victoria? I know it's Ballarat, Bendigo, and there's another place. Because it's a type of gold where it's like in a matrix, so like it's encased within like another mineral, and in this case, quartz. So this guy took this piece of quartz that he could see had some gold in it. He took it to like, I guess like a geologist, and he was like, oh, do you reckon there might be like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of gold in here? It's quite heavy. And the guy weighed it, and he looked at it, and he, you know, did all the testing on it, and he goes, closer to $600,000, mate, like $500,000 that this guy just found. So they're still like the biggest gold nugget ever found was found out there as well. There's a replica of it at the museum in Melbourne. So yeah, it's definitely worth it to get like a Fossica's license, which I think is like $20. You pay like $20 to the Victorian state government and grab a metal detector. They were selling metal detectors at Aldi a while ago. Actually, my dad did say he bought one from Aldi and he would send it down to me. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna walk around, walk around the bush finding gold and retire. That sounds like a plan.
That chills them to the bone. The ghost is believed to be the spirit of a Marine who died during the war and continues to patrol his post, trapped in an endless loop of duty.
Yeah.
Despite its haunted reputation, some brave souls attempt to visit Gate 3 at night to catch a glimpse of the
Who are these people that are tempting fate? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Stop it. Cut it out. I just don't understand these people that are like, you know, bungee jumping and like going to places that they know are haunted. Like, why?
Spectral soldier. Most, however, leave with an overwhelming sense of dread, convinced that they've encountered something otherworldly. 6. The Round Schoolhouse.
Ooh.
In the remote wilderness of Hokkaido, a peculiar abandoned building stands. A round schoolhouse shrouded in mystery.
Oh, if you watch the channel on YouTube Abroad in Japan, I think this is where PewDiePie and Chris Broad from Abroad in Japan went. They went to somewhere that looked like this. I don't know if it's this exactly, but there's like a Buddhist shrine in there that they found. I'm pretty sure this is where they went.
And fear. Once a place of learning, it is now notorious for the unsettling events that plague those who dare to explore it. The schoolhouse was abandoned decades ago after a series of inexplicable...
Oh, actually, that was a different round building they went to. I don't think it looked like this. Yeah, I don't think it looked like this. It must have been a different building. It did look the same from the top, though.
Disappearances and deaths among students and teachers. Locals began to whisper about a malevolent force residing within its walls.
Then don't go there. Knock it down. Burn it. Burn it with fire.
Describe an overwhelming sense of being watched. Shadows seem to move of their own accord.
No.
And disembodied whispers echo through the empty halls. Some report hearing the faint laughter of children, followed by chilling screams that seem to come from nowhere. One spine-tingling legend tells of a group of thrill seekers who entered the schoolhouse late one night. As they explored...
Are there any thrill seekers in chat? Like, can you explain the psychology? Is it just like really enjoyable to have like that rush of being scared? Is that like, because it's just something that I just can't relate to, and I don't know. I mean, obviously you're getting something out of it, right? If you're putting yourself in these situations. But what happens if you actually do see a ghost? Then what then? Like, what's the payoff? Because surely you don't actually want to see a ghost. You just want to be scared. Like, it's so hard for me to put myself in those shoes, right? It's so hard for me to relate to that. I just don't understand.
Discovered a room filled with old desks and decaying textbooks.
Well, yeah, it was a school. You would think there would be desks.
And they heard the sound of children crying. When they finally forced the door open, one of their...
Seeing a bunch of like old school stuff in a school would be the least scary thing about this, I would assume. You like going into the unknown thrill, not skydiving thrill. Oh, I like exploring things. I love exploring. And I'm totally fine to go camping by myself and things like that. But it's like going to somewhere where like people are like, oh, this place is haunted. Like, because what's the outcome? You go there and you get scared and you don't see a ghost, or you go there and you come into contact with something supernatural and something bad happens to you. Like, that's what I don't understand. I think you would have to like not actually believe in ghosts to go there, right? Because surely you don't want to have that type of encounter. Because like people that are super into aliens, they don't actually want to get like anal probed. Well, I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe that's like some type of kink. I don't know. But I don't know. Just it doesn't make sense to me.
Never to be seen again.
Oh, that's creepy.
Locals warn against approaching the round schoolhouse after dark, as it is believed that those who enter may never return, lured into the clutches of whatever sinister entity haunts its decaying halls. 7. Inunaki Village, Fukuoka.
Fukuoka.
Inunaki Village, once a thriving community in Fukuoka, now stands as an eerie, abandoned ghost town, seemingly lost to time. It is said to be cursed by dark forces, and its empty roads and crumbling houses are a chilling reminder of its haunted past. The village became notorious after a tragic series of murders in the 1970s, when a family was slaughtered in their home mysterious circumstances. The killings were never fully explained, and the locals believe that the spirits of the murdered family still linger in the area, seeking revenge for their untimely deaths.
Yeah, if I was murdered, I would seek revenge.
The village report an overwhelming sense of dread as they walk through its desolate streets. Strange sounds, like the eerie clink of chains.
No.
Soft padding of
Nope.
footsteps.
No. No.
Others have seen shadowy figures darting between the buildings, only to vanish when approached. One particularly horrifying tale speaks of a traveler who ventured into the village one evening, hoping to capture photos of the ghostly landscape. As night fell, he saw a figure standing by the old well, a woman in tattered clothing, her face hidden beneath her long hair.
Red rum. Oh, The Shining. The Shining messed me up. I had an older cousin when I was little. Well, I still have an older cousin. She's not dead as far as I know. But she babysat me a few times. The first time she babysat me, she made me watch The Exorcist. And the second time she babysat me, she made me watch The Shining. And I think I'm still traumatized from watching those movies, honestly. I think I'm still traumatized. That was so evil. That was such an evil thing to do. And like my brother and my sister were like, well, my sister is like developmentally delayed, so I don't think she was like traumatized by it. And my brother was like, you know, too young to watch horror movies and understand them, so they came out unscathed. And my youngest brother wasn't born yet, but I was just the right age to be traumatized by The Shining. Yeah, I always remember like the old lady. I haven't watched The Shining since I was like 5 years old, but I will always remember the old lady in the bath. I will always remember that. It's and I'll like there's just certain scenes from The Exorcist that I will always remember. I like to watch on YouTube. I like to watch interviews of like Catholic priests that are exorcists being interviewed about like their experiences. I do believe in demonic possession. I think there are some people that's like, there's no way a person is doing that. There has to be some type of entity pulling their strings for them to be that fucking evil, you know? I do believe in that. And it comforts me to know that like, you know, the power of Christ can like save me.
She turned toward him, and as he tried to approach, her eyes gleamed with an unnatural red glow. The man fled, but his car stalled on the road out of town, and he was never seen again. It is said that the spirits of Inunaki village are still angry, their cries rising from the ground as they search for new souls to join them.
No.
First existence.
No.
8. Himuro Residence, Tokyo. Tucked away in a quiet, forgotten corner of Tokyo.
Oh, that's cool.
Stands the Himuro Residence, a house notorious for its connection to terrifying supernatural events.
I didn't realize there was so much greenery in Tokyo. Look at that.
The once grand estate is now a decrepit ruin, but its chilling reputation lives on. The residence gained its dark notoriety after the mysterious death of the Himuro family, who were said to have practiced ancient and forbidden rituals within its walls. It is
Oh, do you guys know about this straw doll ritual that is like illegal in Japan? It's like when you go to a shrine and you have like this straw doll and you like nail it to the tree. It was in like a video game as well recently. I'll look it up after this.
rumored that they saw
But it's actually illegal and you can go to jail in Japan if you do it. It's like a curse that you put on somebody, but like everybody in Japan, like, you know, it's something that's like very feared and like very respected, and like people like really believe in it.
sought immortality, using dark rites that involved sacrifices and blood magic. As the family became obsessed with these rituals, their sanity crumbled, and a horrific series of deaths followed. The last known members of the family were found lifeless, their faces frozen in expressions of pure terror.
I know this isn't a picture of the house. I know this is some random art, but it looks like it's probably a really beautiful house. It's a shame that it's like just being left to decay, but obviously no one would want to live there.
Those brave enough to visit the Himuro residence speak of a heavy, oppressive atmosphere that suffocates the air. Unexplained noises, like the sound of whispering voices or the faint scrape of nails against wood, can be heard from the darkened rooms. Some claim to see the apparitions of the family members, their eyes wide with fear.
Oh God.
Trapped in their endless torment. One particularly disturbing tale recounts a group of ghost hunters who ventured inside.
Why?
As
Stop
they
it.
explored, the temperature dropped drastically, and they began
Okay, there's no way there's just a creepy doll sitting in that house. Stop it. You're trying to hurt me.
hearing footsteps echoing through the halls. When they turned a corner, they saw a woman in white, standing motionless at the end of the corridor,
Why do ghosts always have to wear white?
hanging like a curtain around her face. They fled in panic.
Yeah, I
but
would
one of them
too.
vanished without a trace.
What?
The Himuro residence stands as a place of darkness, its past entwined with a legacy of suffering and dread. It is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin.
No.
Those who dare to enter risk being consumed by the spirits that still linger there. 9. Doryodo Ruins, Tokyo. Hidden away in the bustling streets of Tokyo, the Doryodo Ruins are one of the city's most eerie and forgotten sights. A place where the past's dark secrets still echo in the present. Once a thriving temple, the ruins are now a decaying reminder of the horrific events that took place there.
Ooh.
The temple was the site of a gruesome massacre during the Edo period.
Oh, so a really long time ago then.
In a violent dispute over power. The bloodshed was so intense that it is said the ground itself absorbed the anguish and anger of the monks,
Probably.
trapping their spirits in the area forever. Locals whisper that the spirits of the monks still haunt the Doryodo ruins, their tortured souls unable to find peace. Visitors who approach the site report feeling
Yeah, I wouldn't be going there, that's for sure. Nope. Nope. That's a whole lot of nope.
an intense sense of unease, as if invisible eyes are watching their every move. Many have heard faint chanting, carried on the wind, or seen fleeting shadows moving among the ruins. A particularly disturbing story recounts the experience of a young woman who dared to explore the site alone at night. She claimed to have seen a monk in tattered robes standing before her,
No.
eyes glowing with an unnatural
No,
light.
run. Run.
As she turned to flee, the ground beneath her seemed to shift, trapping her in place. When she managed to break free and leave, she could still hear the chanting, now louder, as if the monks were calling her back. The Doryodo ruins remain a haunting reminder of a violent past, where restless...
Why? Like, I don't know if they were Shinto monks or Buddhist monks because there's Shinto and Buddhist shrines in Japan. But why are like nuns, like Christian monks, Buddhist monks, Shinto shrine maidens, Shinto monks, like why is it always like them that are in horror movies? Like how scary are nuns in horror movies? Jeez, like it's just
Spirits continue to linger, their sorrow and anger still lingering in the air, waiting for the next unwary soul to wander too close.
I remember when, I think it was Dark Souls 2, I remember when that game came out and I couldn't play it because I think it was the Deacons of the Deep. They were just like these like monks in robes just like walking around like, oh, it scared me. I couldn't sleep. I was terrified. Like, I'm not playing this game. It's too scary for me.
10. Kiyotaki Tunnel, Kyoto. The Kiyotaki Tunnel, built in 1927, is a dark, ominous passageway through the mountains of Kyoto, its eerie reputation growing with each passing year.
Have I watched The Nun? No, I saw the poster for The Nun and I was terrified, cold cheese. I saw the poster and that kept me up at night. And the first time I saw a picture of that Momo thing that was going around, I was also terrified and couldn't sleep. I don't even need anything else. I just need to see that and I'm, that's me done.
Here, at 444 meters long, the tunnel's number alone carries a sinister weight in Japanese culture. 4 is considered cursed.
It's the death number.
13 in Western superstition. But it's not just the number that makes this tunnel terrifying. It's the restless spirits that haunt it.
I think it's in the Chinese. I think it's in Chinese that the number 4 sounds like the word death, or the kanjis or something like that are similar. It's something like that.
The Kiyotaki Tunnel is infamous for the countless workers who perished during its construction. Witnesses have reported seeing strange figures in the tunnel.
No.
Ghostly apparitions
No.
that appear
No,
suddenly,
no.
vanishing just as quickly. Some claim to have seen a woman dressed in white near the tunnel's entrance, her face hidden, her tragic fate sealed by a fatal leap from the road above. The most chilling stories involve drivers who have encountered these spirits. Some claim to have felt an icy presence sitting in the back seat.
Is there an alternate? Is there like a detour? Because I would avoid this. I would avoid this at all costs. Deacons of the Deep was Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2 had the Skeleton Lords. Oh, it must have been Dark Souls 3. I can't keep up with them, honestly. Because like between like Bloodborne and like all the other like similar games, Miyazaki games, I don't know, I can't keep up with it.
To find themselves paralyzed with fear as they approach the tunnel's exit. In some cases, drivers have reportedly died in accidents, seemingly driven to madness by the spectral figures haunting the tunnel.
Yeah, let's not drive through there.
Dread, where the past and the present collide, and the spirits of the lost continue to seek vengeance and rest.
I wouldn't be going anywhere near that. I would, if I had to drive an extra 2 hours to avoid going through that tunnel, I'm driving like I'm paying for the petrol. I'm like leaving my house 2 hours early, whatever. Like I'm not going through that tunnel. No freaking way. All right. Well, that video was from True Creepy Experiences. I'm going to give it a like and a subscribe because I just, you know, use their content for my content. In a fair use, a transformative way, I might add. Hyperbovian was kind enough to find out what that curse that I was talking about was called. So we're gonna have a look at that. It's the one with the straw doll where you like pin it to a tree at a Shinto shrine and like curse people, and it's like illegal in Japan to perform it. And people really believe in it. So let's have a look.
A curse, in many cultures, is believed to be a form of supernatural power. It can be cast through spells, charms, blood, or rituals performed.
You think there'd be specters on London Bridge considering there's human remains embedded in the foundation? There's human remains all over London. Honestly, it's I wouldn't be surprised. I was watching this documentary. I can't remember what the city is called, but it's in Bolivia. I think it might be the capital of Bolivia. But there's purposefully a dead body in the foundations of every building in the capital. Like it's some type of, and they have like a witchcraft market there, and it's like I believe like some type of like, not Santeria or something like that, but it is like an amalgamation of like the indigenous religion and like Catholicism. But it's not like, yeah, it's not like, because I know Santeria is like, and hoodoo are sort of along those lines, but it's not exactly that. It's something else. But yeah, you can buy like dead animals and like all types of like weird stuff for witchcraft. I'll have a look at it when I finish this video, but yeah.
Performed at the most ominous hours. People use specific words, actions, or ceremonies to bring misfortune, illness, or even death upon someone.
Jesus Christ, that scared me.
Curse you've ever heard of.
Was that jump scare fucking necessary? Oh my flipping god.
Feel free to share it in the comments. In Japan, there is an ancient curse known as Wusi no Toki Mairi, or the cursing ritual of the Hour of the Ox.
Oh, they're all so pretty. She's not. She's terrifying.
In Japan, curses are not just legends. They're feared as real, terrifying forces. From ancient...
His editing style is very good if you like being scared, but I'm finding this very scary. if I scream, it's just because I'm a very jumpy person. If there is a jump scare, I'm gonna scream just to let you guys know. Hopefully it's not straight into the mic, but yeah, this video has already given me a few jumpies, but we'll see how we go.
In ancient Amyo-dor text from the Heian period, the Hour of the Ox, between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., was described as the time when yin and yang collide. And grudges.
It's so interesting how like because this is kind of like the ox and, you know, the tiger and all the other you know how like you're born in the year in like East Asia, you're born in like the year of the ox, or you're born in like the year of the tiger or the year of the snake, and then they have like the hour of the ox, blah 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 blah. And in Western astrology, there's like, you know, the hour of Venus, the hour of Mars, the hour of blah, 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 blah. And in Western, like sorcery, that's what they use. So like, say if you want to do a love spell on somebody, you would do it on like Friday, which is the day that's associated with Venus. And then you would calculate the hour of Venus and like do the spell of like, you wanted to use put a curse on someone, you might use like Mars and the hour of Mars, or you might use Saturn and the hour of Saturn, or you might use Saturn and the hour of Mars or something like that. It's like, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting how there's like some parallels.
It was believed to be the moment when curses were most likely to take effect, an ideal window for those practicing dark rituals. During this hour, one of the oldest and most terrifying curses was said to take place, the Wusi no Toki Mairi. According to legend, a woman consumed by hatred would secretly visit a shrine late at night, carrying a straw doll inscribed with her enemy's name. Under the cover of darkness, she would nail the
We've all been there, haven't we, ladies?
driven by rage, chanting curses as she hammered long 5-inch nails into
Aw, why aren't they 9-inch
each
nails?
strike. She was believed to drive her grudge deeper into her target's body. This ritual had to be performed during the hour of the ox and repeated for 7 consecutive nights without interruption. It said that the cursed victim would first feel a strange heaviness in their body.
Well, that's what you get for cheating. I assume that's why she's doing it.
Waking up each time to cold sweat, heart pounding. Soon, they would develop an unshakable fever, begin to hallucinate, and act erratically. No doctor could find any cause. And if the ritual was completed, if all 7 nights were fulfilled, then with the final nail, the curse would be sealed. What followed was always the same. The victim
I swear I saw somewhere in some video that this is illegal in Japan and you can get arrested if you go to a shrine with like 3 candles on your head and with a doll and everything. Let me just, sorry just to go off on a tangent, but ADHD is a hell of a drug. Let's About the curse, an illegal dark magic ritual often performed by jealous or scorned women at Kyoto. It's always about a bloke at the end of the day. If some woman's like trying to curse somebody,
would either drop dead without warning or vanish in a madness, never to be seen again. This is Wusi no Toki Mairi, a forbidden ritual shrouded in resentment and darkness. The one who performs the curse is often a woman consumed by hatred. People call her the woman of the cursed hour.
well, in a lot of like Mediterranean cultures, like I'm sure you've probably seen like the evil eye medallions, which protect you from like the evil eye. In a lot of cultures, just having pure blind hatred or jealousy of somebody is a curse within of itself, right? It's called like the evil eye. So that's why you'll see like those blue, white, and black things around like Turkey and Greece and Italy as well, because they protect you. Because like, yeah, if somebody like covets what you have, or like they're jealous of you, or they hate you, according to like, you know, ancient Mediterranean culture, especially in Turkey and in Greece, you'll see these everywhere. And that's to protect you from like somebody's jealousy, essentially. Well, I can't find anything about the legality of it, but like, how do you arrest somebody for putting a curse on somebody? I don't know, it seems a bit. Yeah, we don't need to watch this because it looks quite scary, honestly. I like sleeping at night. Illegal possession of candles? Well, I mean, if it's summer in Australia, I feel like you could get arrested for lighting candles outside. You start a bushfire.